Okay, so what about how cryptocurrency works, right? Now, if we bring an analogy of how does your bank work when you transfer money from your account to your friend's account, how does it work? There are certain things that are required. The first thing is you have to have a bank account, right? And the other thing is there has to be a medium. There has to be an intermediary who will be the one to, and there has to be some protocols or whatever to confirm these transactions. And then there have to be some proofs. Oh, do you have money? How do we counterfeit things like double spending and the rest of them? Let's bring that to Bitcoin. In Bitcoin, there is no bank. There are no banks. There are no clearinghouse to do this, to validate if the money you sent was true, or there is no single entity. Everything is running on code. So there is nobody who is shaking an account, doing this, verify who is this guy. No. What basically happens, just like your bank account, you have what they call things like alphanumeric letter. So you have to do not just, I'm just giving some random, this could be a Bitcoin address. Yeah. Just like your bank account, this could be a Bitcoin address. Right? So, just like your account, you have an account name. My name is John Peter. My account number is so. My bank is. This is the name of my bank, right? And then you send the money. The bank checks. Oh, does Alice have such amount of money? Does he have $10 to send to Bob? Oh yeah, he has. Okay, let's verify if it's actually Alice who is sending this money. So you have things like signature, maybe if you're at the Frisky Bank, or like online, there's a way the bank does for you to actually sign an online transaction and the rest of them. So let's bring all this to Bitcoin. So what basically happens with Bitcoin is there is no bank. So how do we identify someone? How do we now have an account balance? How do we now have a kind of wallet, a kind of Bitcoin account? So we don't call it, in Bitcoin world, we don't call it a Bitcoin account, we call it wallet. And then your address has to do with the receiving address. Call it your wallet address. So what happens is you give someone your wallet address. It's going to be something like this. Oh, okay, send me. Maybe you have this transaction. The person sends you the money. So when you want to send someone's any amount, maybe let's be practical here, $100. You ask, Alex is going to ask Bob, could you give me your address, your wallet address, or your account ID? You can, since there's no. So Alex says, okay, this is my account. Okay, so what happens? Since there is no central body who is going to verify that Alice actually have $100, the computer that is running these codes is going to verify if Alice actually have $100, because this Alice have the control over his funds. Every person who is in the crypto space have control over their funds. So the computer is going to check with Alice. Okay, Alice have $100 worth of Bitcoin. Processes the transaction. But that is not enough. Just like your banks, we have to make sure that this money is being sent by Alice. We want to check that it is not an intruder who is actually trying to send money. So what basically happens? In your bank, the normal physical bank, when someone presents a check and says, oh, this check is from Alex, they have to check with the signature. So you now have things they call the public key and then the private key. So in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, you have the public key and then you have the private key. So the public key, you use it to send a transaction, but the private key is what authorizes you as the owner of the account to send the transaction. The public key is available to every person for transaction confirmations or to verify whatsoever. But the private key is what will make you have access to your account. So rather than make things very complicated, a lot of things are complicated in the crypto space. Let me explain public key to be this. Public key is basically a key that every person can see for verification purposes or whatsoever. So with that, it can give you an access into the network and say, okay, with public key, okay, you are enabled to send money, right? Now, don't quote me to be ignorant. I'm trying to explain something. So with the public key, you can send money. Anybody can see it. Okay, this money came from Peter, or the money came from Alex with the public key. And the private key is what we authorize that money to move from that account. So it's basically you signing a transaction. Please understand these two things. The public key is what makes you able to do a transaction. The private key is what authorizes the legitimacy of that transaction. It's like you are making an order. Anybody can make an order for something. But we have to check. So you can say private key has to do with personal. The private key, everybody can have access. The public key, everybody can have access to it. I hope this simple analogy makes you understand how the transaction works. The space is simple. If we can break down things so that everybody can understand public key, everybody can see it. It's the key that makes you enter into the realm of doing transactions. Put it like that. It's the key that makes you enter the realm of what? Doing transactions in the network. The private key is the key that authorizes the legitimacy of the funds in the sense that it came from the owner. In a much later video, when we're talking about security and private security and best practices, we're talking about how this private key, I told you the public key, everybody can have access to it, how this private key can be compromised and how to prevent such. So guys, I hope you've been able to understand how everything works. There are nothing like bank accounts. You have wallet. There is nothing like bank account number, or you just have a wallet address. There is nothing like a bank. It's just a code and the rest of them. Okay, so now having sent this money with the private on the public key and then with the private key, which you are the only one that knows, the transaction goes. Then you now have what they call block. You now have data, and this data contains certain attribution, and it says Alice sent $100 to Bob. So this is Alice's account sending such and such to Bob, and this is the time he sent the money and other information. So you put all these aggregates of data, put them in a block. So this block is not secure with cryptography. Now what happens? That transaction is not yet confirmed. I told you that Bitcoin is a network. So you now have different people who are in the network. We solve a computational problem to authorize that transaction. No, sorry. Let me not make things complicated. There's what we call the authorization of transaction, which is done by you with a private key. Then there's what we call the confirmation of transaction. So when you go to the bank, you authorize that this is my signature, I endorse this check. But the bank have to confirm many things. Is it from you? Do you have the balance, all of it? And many other stuff. So once this stuff is confirmed by this group of miners, the group of computers, they call them miners, we'll be explaining that. They bring in all the records. Like I told you, this money came from here, this is the amount of money, this and that. They put all these records together in what they call a block. And then this block is cryptographically secured. That tomorrow someone cannot mutate. When I say mutate, cannot come and make a change to it. So they says the blockchain is a register that is immutable. That is, nobody can say no tomorrow that no, Bob did not send the money that Bob sent to, maybe there was a dispute, and they say, no, Alice did not send $100 to Bob. Alice actually sent $1,000 to Bob. No, because this stuff is in the space. It's not like your normal records where someone says, okay, you are keeping 50 records, and you come and bribe the different people who are keeping the records and say, please change this transaction from $100 to $1,000. No, it's a system. As far as it's confirmed, Alex sent $100 to Bob. This is the date. This and many other information. As far as it's confirmed, it's put in a block. I told you, aggregate of data block. And then you have other blocks. Maybe Peter sending money to James, Paul sending money to Silas, Elijah sending money to Elisha, and the rest of them. So you now chain all these different people who are doing transactions all over the world. You chain them, all these blocks together, and they call it blockchain. So you are now having a ledger, basically a collection of data that are secured and are being grouped together in a chain. And this chain, it's so secure. That is how cryptocurrencies work. So what I just explained now, it's how cryptocurrency works from the transaction point of view, or you can call it the economic point of view. So like I told you, if you want to explain, okay, if you want to dig down and say, okay, let's talk about signatures, let's talk about public key infrastructure, let's talk about this and that. No. From the economic side of it, from the layman side of it, when you do transactions, this is just the basics that happen. You can dig further if you're actually interested. So I said I've been making a course on the technical side of it, how different stuff, like this is a website, right? This is Investopedia, right? If you want to dig in down, you can keep digging it down. If you want to think, okay, how does a website work? Then you want to start learning different stuff. You want to be learning different things like protocols, SSL, TCP, and the rest of them. You want to be learning, okay, how do you program the web? How do you host and many stuff? But what you basically want to do is, how do you work with the website and some other stuff. So guys, I hope this video has been very, very helpful to you. I'll see you in the next video. Have a very good day.